Okay,
Morning. This is the January 24th meeting of the subcommittee of the General Bylaws Committee, and the scope of the committee's charge is to select a town meeting member from an open invitation process, and we've received three nominations, self-nominations. No order: Bruce Eisenhut, Paul Siegenthaler, and Mark Bailey, or Jonathan Bailey.
Eric Bailey. Eric
I'm
Bailey.
sorry.
That's all right. Got it.
No, several Baileys and
Yeah, right.
Russet. The so I certainly, I'll speak for myself. I know all three to a certain extent. I think all three are perfectly appropriate and responsible and acceptable people. I don't
Yeah.
have any particular bias. And let me throw it to you, Connie, for your thoughts.
I think it's a difficult choice because they are all folks that we know well who have participated in town government in various ways. Perhaps one seems to have maybe a little more bylaw experience, but common sense is huge. That's the only way I can participate in that.
Right. Oh, we lost you for a second, Connie.
Yeah.
Now you're live,
Yeah,
Connie.
okay.
Yep.
I think they're all dedicated, experienced members of our community who have, I'm going to say this, no individual agendas, which I think is important when we're looking at this broad scope, but are looking at what's best and what will work.
Now you're frozen again. Now you're unfrozen.
I'm going to move into a different part of the house and see if that helps. Actually, Hillcrest Electric is here all they're doing is replacing outlets, so I shouldn't be a problem, but let me try.
Okay.
I'm just moving down to the lower level. Hopefully it'll be better. Okay. So, and of course,
You can hear you live.
yes, okay. It's dark, but I'm alive here. I have to find a place to sit. Okay, so do you have suggestions, Ron, as to how we make a recommendation?
No, I mean, my thought is we're having, I think, the informal discussion I guess not informal, the discussion that's appropriate. I think each has skills and capabilities, and all would be worthy. You were saying earlier that you thought there was one that you thought had a
Of course, I have my
particular.
phone upstairs with the, I think that it was, let me go get my phone. It came out in the middle for me of the three, had some bylaw experience. I also think that Bruce's planning board experience is very useful here as well. So those are two that I thought, let me just get my phone and give you more.
Sure, because
No, I've got my headphones on in case they have issues.
we're still live here, Carol. Connie.
Yeah, I just had to get my phone that has my
That's
has
who I'm
my
on with.
okay.
Yeah,
Can you hear it?
possibly.
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it was some bylaw work that Eric did for his parish community, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, for the Unitarian Universalist Church. Yeah.
Yes, but again, I think common sense and interest are perhaps the most important.
I think that's true. I think, as I say, I think all three are perfectly appropriate. We have no objection to any of them, but we have to choose. And
Yep.
And we haven't mentioned Paul Siegenthaler. Paul is also very capable, very involved in the towns, has been, tennis, and also an active town meeting member, has been on the CPA. So, we're kind of blessed with three qualified
with
people.
a wealth of opportunities. Another thing I think is they're all active town meeting members. I think Eric has spoken on a wide variety of things through the years.
Yes.
And this is, these bylaws go throughout the town and throughout town government. And so that, I think they're all good choices. So it's hard to make this choice.
No, that's my thought. I'm more familiar, frankly, with Bruce and Paul, but to my mind, I was thinking that Eric's comments at town meeting tend to be very precise and narrow, which I think is frankly a good thing for this committee because the committee's about the text of the bylaw.
Right, right,
And
right,
perhaps for a different committee, I wouldn't find that to be a strong
right.
point. But on this one, left to my own, I would put him as one, as number one, because of that precise attention to detail.
Right. Because we're not about policy. We're not a policy-making body. We're not merely, it's a relatively big job. We're trying to make sure that our bylaws are up to date, appropriate, meet all the laws of the Commonwealth, which I suspect they do. So I agree with that. I think that's where I know Eric the best, is from his comments. But then again, he does have a bylaw. I was part of, when I was president of the community council board, I was on the board for a long time, then president. One of the things I was determined that we do was revise our bylaws to modernize them and make them a fit with what we were doing in some places where they did not, and really think about what belonged in there. So it is kind of a word by word, idea by idea process. And yeah, I would agree that I could put Eric number one, and then that could be our choice if that's how you feel.
I'm okay. I'm good with that. As I say, I could be persuaded otherwise, but
Yeah.
if we're both on board, then I think we're good.
Great. Yeah. Again, I was so struck by the three really capable people that came forward. That's so appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And we have additional interest if we need it for some reason at some point. So that's really helpful.
That's a good point.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll reach out to Karen and then communicate, obviously, to Miles and Kate,
Great.
and see if we can get Eric on board for Monday evening.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you for sticking with me through all of this. Turns out the basement is the best. And,
who knew?
And all congratulations to Allison. I'll find her on Facebook and send them a note.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Connie.
That's wonderful. And then take some pictures of her play in Jungle Theater. I'm going to look that up as well. So
great.
Right. Okay.
Thank you, Connie.
Good night, Mary. Good to see you.
Okay. I will. Bye.
Bye.